A lot of the food we eat today came out of the nuclear program. We used radioactive substances in fields to actually rapidly mutate plants to create different cultivars. Following World War II and Hiroshima, the United States wanted to make the nuclear program a little bit more palatable. Along with the nuclear craze, they ended up making a bunch of strains of plants that were really mutated. This became so popular that people started growing them in their own gardens. If that sounds like a problem to you, it was. The substances that they used were cobalt-60, a radioactive compound that releases gamma irradiation. Gamma irradiation is an ionizing force. Ionizing forces end up damaging your DNA by pulling electrons off of them. This results in a destabilization reaction, and for your cells, if we don't have an effective code to work off of, your DNA just falls apart. For plants, it's not that big an issue. Plants often have multiple chromosomes, even up to 8. So a little damage to their DNA might change them, but it's not likely to end them. And while I couldn't find reports of people getting cancer from using irradiated crops in their own yards, there was a lot of stuff going on in the 50s on that was hugely carcinogenic. So who can say what caused it? There is still one active research facility that still does atomic gardening, and that one is in Japan. Doing these kinds of experiments can really rapidly give us a bunch of new cultivars, which are basically a subspecies of a plant that you might eat. Kind of like the one species of cave dish banana that we have on the shelf. Now, when this is done properly, it can be really beneficial. We have a rapidly changing world with drier and hotter and colder climates because of that polar vortex that is now coming down in the United States. Having a bunch of new crops that are kind of random could really do a lot to help us with world hunger. By the way, I use gamma radiation in my own work to try to sterilize soil, and fungus always survives. Fungus is just basically immortal to me at this point.